All right, troops, gather up. We're heading straight into Rick Partlow's new military sci-fi series. It involves tungsten slugs, betrayal, and enough post-traumatic emotional baggage to crush a dropship. Yeah, this is MilSF done the way it should be. So today, we're diving into what happens when the galaxy's most dangerous soldier just wants to be left alone, and the galaxy says, no. This is Archangel Fallen. Let's lock and load.
Basically, when I was going to write for Bane, I threw everything, all the good parts of all the different novels together and into this one series called Archangel, with the intent of marking it towards more of a trad market.
Meet Brent Parthet, wildlife ranger, dad, husband, and a man with enough cyberware in his skull to make RoboCop blush. He's out there tracking wolves, literally inside their mind, thanks to a neural implant that lets him ride shotgun in their brains. That's just chapter 1, and it's already dripping with those delicious military sci-fi vibes. Brent's trying to live a quiet life on a nature preserve on some remote planet, doing research, raising his son, and trying real hard not to think about his past. You know the type, war hero with too many medals and not enough therapy. Brent isn't just a grizzled vet with a 1,000-yard stare. No, he's one of the Archangels. Archangels are the peak of human combat evolution. Elite commandos, jacked up on genetic upgrades, combat software, and a tactical implant called the neurosynth. They're walking kill machines with names like Gabriel, Azrael, Uriel, and so on. These weren't just elite soldiers. They were living weapons. Faster, stronger, smarter, and in power armor. And Brent, he was one of the best. Maybe the best. His call sign was Michael, for crying out loud, but that was then. Now he's retired, out of the game, living in what's basically Wyoming in space with his wife and son. Peaceful, isolated. But that past? Yeah, it shows up on his doorstep and kicks off a chain reaction that sends Brent spiraling back into a war he thought was over. What follows is a roller coaster of revenge and revelations. Brent starts pulling on threads that lead to old enemies, new secrets, and a realization that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't fighting for the right side after all. One of the coolest mechanics in the book, Brent's neural implant, nicknamed the Machine. It's not just Google in your head. It can suppress memories until you're ready to handle them. Trauma buffering, battle conditioning. The machine doesn't ask for your feelings. It feeds you your past one puzzle piece at a time. Along the way, Brent links up with Raphael, his foul-mouthed, lightning-fast Archangel buddy, and Yanto, an ex-Marine with just the right amount of emotional damage. They go planet-hopping, from industrial wastelands to lawless orbital stations and black sites buried in conspiracy. And the deeper Brent digs, the more he starts questioning everything. His orders, his teammates, even his own memories. This is military sci-fi with brains, brawn, and a philosophical streak. What makes someone human? Is it the memories they carry or the ones they're denied? It's smart, it's fast, and it never forgets to deliver the boom. All right, so what did I like? First, the action. Rick Partlow knows how to write combat. Whether it's high-tech drop assaults, stealth missions, or brutal hand-to-hand showdowns, every encounter is packed with detail and urgency. With every new book, he's perfecting the craft of military sci-fi action. Second, Brent Parthet is a fantastic lead. He's got that stoic, scarred veteran energy, but there's warmth beneath it. His moments with his family, his internal conflicts, those land hard. You believe this guy has seen some things. Third, the concept of the Archangels is just badass. Imagine being so upgraded you can jack into animal minds for recon, calculate firing solutions mid-breath, and still wonder if you're losing pieces of your soul in the process. That tension, the balance between machine efficiency and human emotion, is one of the book's strongest themes. Fourth, the world building. From the wild, snowy wilderness of space Wyoming to orbital cities and fringe settlements that feel barely held together by duct tape and corruption, you're immersed in a living, breathing universe. It feels real, and that makes the stakes feel earned. Now, let me mention what I didn't like. Well, the pacing can get a little uneven. The opening third is sharp and intimate. It's a small story with big implications. Then the scale starts to balloon, and while the book handles that shift well, there are moments where exposition takes the driver's seat a bit too long. Also, some of the side characters could have used a little more spotlight. There are allies and enemies with serious potential, but they don't always get the depth that Brent does. It's Brent's show, sure, but a little more ensemble richness would have pushed this higher. And that's it. Yeah, pacing and secondary characters, not real gripes for sure. Just something I didn't quite enjoy. But if this series will grow, then these are easy fixes. And there we have it. Archangel Fallen is a hard-hitting, emotionally resonant military sci-fi story that's as much about identity as it is about action. It asks, what does it mean to be a soldier when the war never really ends? What happens when the system builds the perfect soldier and then tries to erase him? And what happens when that soldier gets pissed off? It's a stellar first entry in what feels like the beginning of a larger universe, you know? If you like neural-augmented super soldiers, black ops conspiracies, and watching morally gray heroes punch their way through a galaxy of lies, this one's for you. And hey, if you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe for more military sci-fi book reviews. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Burn bright and burn enough.